Okay, we're here with 2020 Accounting. Darren and Dustin McNutt are here with me. We're doing a whole series on accounting for medical practices, and they have a special focus on podiatrists. Not an exclusive focus, just a focus. So we are doing a video right now on why podiatrists and other medical specialists need a different kind of accounting. I think this is a really great question because I think probably in a lot of people's minds, accounting is accounting is accounting, which is probably not the case. So let's talk about this. First of all, let's talk about why you chose to focus on podiatry specifically.
Sure. I think things happen to you in life and you kind of, you take an interest in it. So I started working with podiatrists in 2012. And, I thought it was very interesting what they were doing, the impact that they had on patients.
Yeah.
They really changed people's lives. You don't realize how much you use your feet until you stub your toe or something.
Right.
Well, people have some significant issues and they're able to take care of diabetic foot, foot care, wounds. There's a whole lot to it, and it really helps people significantly. And I had an interest because of that.
Yeah.
And then podiatry is really specialized.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different therapies that they can provide that are, varying cost. Specifically, I think grafts have been really big in the past several years. And you really need to know how to account for those properly to be able to adjust cash flow per se. Also their contracts for the associates are a little bit different.
Okay.
So need to know how to structure those contracts where it works both for the associate and the practice owner. Those types of things, you need someone that speaks your language, and we do that.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's great.
I think with any type of business, any type of medical practice, it's so important to try to find an accountant that knows your business.
Okay.
A lot of people will search for accountant near me. That's what they're looking for, somebody close.
Yeah.
But when you do that, you find a generalist who knows business, but maybe not your business. So you end up being the teacher. You end up sitting down and having to teach them your business,
right?
Rather than sitting down with somebody who is an expert in that field and can, at the very least, meet you where you're at and speak your language, but then also be able to go one step forward from there and help advise you rather than be trying to play catch up.
Yeah, I think that's a really great point. So speaking of someone who knows your business, what kind of challenges do podiatrists face that a general accountant might not be aware of?
I think specifically the graphs are a huge issue.
Okay.
And then understanding the cost of those graphs. We've gone through, it's not just the cost of the graft that's the issue, but, practices end up paying a percentage on their revenue cycle management. And so having to really see if we can adjust that percentage for, something that may be a $30,000 one ticket line item, they may not need 6 or 7% on that.
Yeah.
So that would be something that really, it would take someone who sees this specific area to see it. Also, just think about orthotics. Orthotics can be anywhere from $65 to $120 a pair, cost.
Yeah.
Well, you want someone who's going to know what the market rate is for that, and hey, where can you go get the best rate?
Yeah.
Who's happy with what? I'm working with a ton of podiatrists, so I know these things.
Yeah.
And I'm able to provide this advice to podiatrists, whereas someone who's working with construction companies is not going to have that.
Yeah, you have all the context about their business that you would need to be able to help them in the way that they really need to be helped.
Right.
Yeah. So in this series of videos that we're doing, we've talked a lot about time. We've talked about optimizing time, freeing up time for the physicians. How does your team do this? How do you help physicians and specialists optimize their time and their cash flow?
Yeah, the first thing we do is we take care of the basic accounting.
Yeah.
And I say basic. people that are coming to us are only doing the basic accounting.
Okay.
And then we layer on the advisory services on that, which really, that's where the needle's moved. Where we're able to help guide initiatives that are really going to move the lever that, hopefully will increase profits and decrease the time spent on the practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you look at how many practices are, that the accounting, when it's being done, is being done by the doctor or, doctor's family. And it's being done, at like 10 o'clock at night, midnight, just trying to fit it in.
Makes me tired just to think about it.
Oh my gosh. But it's something that is important and needs attention given to, but it does not need to be the doctor's job to do that.
No.
And so just giving them back that time right there, can immediately provide a lot of relief that they need.
Yeah, that's already a win.
I had a doctor who was off one day a week, quote, off. He was working, in the business, working on the accounting, running payroll, doing all those things. Monday was his day. And so I give it to him. He didn't sacrifice time with his family to do it, but he certainly sacrificed, a lot of time that he could be seeing patients.
For sure.
He could be, much more profitable opening up that day.
Yeah.
Or he could be going to play golf.
Yeah.
And
enjoying his life.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, who wants to be tied to that?
Spending 20% of his work week on the accounting and the payroll and whatever else.
Right.
Yeah. So with small medical practices, do you see a lot of sort of obvious blind spots that kind of you help the physician finally see it?
Tax being a blind spot.
Yeah.
So many practice owners don't know what their tax liability is going to be. They have no idea whether they're going to overpay or they're underpaying. This just provides so much stress in their life.
Yeah.
And so getting that clarity that we can give to them to have that plan, to sit down with them from the beginning, and like I've said before, clarity at the beginning of the year, momentum in the middle of the year, and just confidence at the end of the year. That just goes so much, just adding to quality of life for any business owner, but especially a podiatrist.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say staffing is a big thing that they need to understand that they don't. MAs are fantastic.
Yeah.
You need to be able to do more with less, but there's lots of levers that you can pull, and having the right team in place really matters. A lot of podiatrists ends up with quite a bit of turnover, and that turnover is extremely costly because you factor in the training cost, the patient satisfaction. You need to have that good core team with you to be able to provide the service that you are proud of.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's great. So if a podiatrist comes to you and says they're DIYing their accounting, what would you say to them?
I'd say you're missing out on a lot of opportunity.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that you shouldn't spend that time on your business. You should, but you should spend it at a higher and better use of your time.
Yeah.
You absolutely need to continue to work on your business, but it's not working in your business. It's working on your business that really will move the needle. And we help someone, free up the time to work on the business, but also we give them the clarity on what to work on to be able to impact their business life.
Yeah. Move them up to a higher level of operation.
100%.
Yeah. And what kind of results have your clients seen in this particular niche after they've been working with you for a while?
Sure. They have clarity. They've done some initiatives to be able to, increase revenue, maybe decrease some cost. And really they've done some initiatives to save them time. Yeah. And so they're working less. Yeah. They're making more, and they're happier.
Yeah. So just overall quality of life is better. It's not even just the practice. It goes far beyond that.
100%. We don't work I love what I do.
Yeah.
Because I'm able to make a difference. And, doctors get into this to make a difference in people's lives.
Yeah.
And, but it's not all about working.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to have a life outside of work.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so this allows people to, stop doing notes on the couch at night.
Yeah.
If you understand your business and understand what matters in that business, then you can make the decisions to have a better life.
Yeah.
Yeah. You understand, what those pain points are. That helps you know where you can spend money or drop money to make those changes that will provide you the life that you were looking for when you got into this, for sure.
Yeah. So we don't just provide you with a balance sheet and a profit and loss.
Mm-hmm.
And then, most people don't understand the cash flow statement. We don't just provide you those reports. We're looking at KPIs.
Yeah.
So the key performance indicators tailored to your business. Yeah. Because we understand podiatry. And then beyond that, we've got the budget. That budget is a good tool, but that's not the end all be all.
Yeah.
We have the forecast, which actually truly tells you where you're going.
Okay.
Yeah. Puts a windshield on the business, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So instead of driving around in your rearview mirror, not knowing where you're going, that windshield, the forecast allows you to see what's ahead of you and make the right decisions, the right turns to get you to where you're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
As a business owner, you should be a financial statement user, not a financial statement creator.
Yeah.
So if you're the ones creating it, then by the time you're done pulling it all together, do you have the energy to then sit back and tell you what it means?
No.
Do you have the knowledge and the training on knowing how to read these numbers?
Right.
So we step in and are able to bridge that gap to help you make that switch from financial statement creator to user.
Yeah. Because how long would it take to pull that together for an average person?
I mean, if they could, that would need to be their job for
their full-time job.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, one person doesn't pull it together at our team.
How many people do you have working on this for a particular client?
I mean, for a single client, we probably have 8 people working on it.
Oh my goodness.
And so, but then, that's not including the people that have designed the process and that the 8 people are executing.
Yeah.
Right.
And so, one person can't be a specialist in everything.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And, we're the same. We're not trying to be everything to everybody.
Yeah.
Because we've learned that if we focus on podiatry, we can really help podiatrists.
Yeah.
Whereas, trying to do everything for everybody just ends up with a mediocre result.
Yeah. You end up a mile wide and an inch thick.
I was just thinking that, Tim. Yeah. It's just not effective.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, podiatrists are surgeons.
Mm-hmm.
And, sometimes the surgeries can be quite lucrative, but sometimes it's not overly lucrative. So you need to understand where the real revenue is coming from.
Yeah.
I had a podiatrist that was, seeing 25 patients a day in the office, and then he had a surgery day that he blocked a full day off for it, and he'd see 4 patients. Well, if you look at the amount of money that he made in the day in the office compared to the day in surgery, it was absolutely significant.
Yeah.
And so he ended up actually getting an associate that just loves surgery.
Yeah.
And so he does all his surgeries, and the associate's quite happy because he's able to do it. And also he does some really cool specialized stuff.
Yeah.
With a non-invasive bunion. I really love that.
Yeah.
But he was able to see that, okay, yeah, letting go of these surgeries is a good thing for me, not a bad thing.
Yeah. You think he would have noticed that had he been doing his own bookkeeping at 10 o'clock at night?
I don't think so. I don't think he would have.
He was just trying to stay awake at that point.
Yeah, for sure.
So this is just one video in a whole series we're doing with 2020 Accounting. They specialize in accounting for medical practices with a special focus on podiatrists. Go and watch all of our videos if you haven't, because they're all great. And visit their website at 2020acct.com. Take a look at the services they provide and reach out if they can be of service to you. I know they would love to meet with you.